Got my man Alexander the Great up here, pulling up that gold pride park. I had to give him the business though, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and probe it out, baby. Show us what you got.
Yeah, so this list is a little different from the cash list. We're still playing like the Fenris and stuff, but we're not playing like unicorns and birth. You could, depending on what your cuts are, but I'll just get into the spells and stuff. So we play 3 utility, obviously. I bumped this to 2. We are playing the Gold Pride package. A lot of people are playing only 1 Deer Note in the Gold Pride package, but you need to see this so much that if you get like a Rise Heart and they banish the top 3 and they hit your only Deer Note, your game plan's kind of off. And you have to play differently because of it. And I just wanted the second one. Plus, I had extra space. 3 Foxy because it's the best card in the deck, and it's also 3 more copies of Yaman. 1 Shark, 1 Wugong, 1 Madam, and then 3 of the best normal summon in your deck.
Yep.
I wanted to play 2 Shark with the 2 Deer Note because sometimes in the grind game, and even opening this, it's not terrible. If you normal summon Shark and threaten a fusion summon, it just baits interactions sometimes.
Yeah. I do get scared when you leave that bad boy on the field.
1 field spell, 1 trap, just because we're playing the Mana Spider. It's debatably cuttable, but I wouldn't just because the extra name comes up sometimes. And then a lot of people aren't playing this version anymore, but I just thought that the Therion cards were such great extenders that I would play it. And it helps with the inboard as well. It cuts into your hand trap lineup, but normally you play so many hand traps because you have so much open space, it doesn't really matter. This is only 4 cards, but you could bump it up to potentially 5 or 6, depending on which ones. Because you can play the one that targets a Psychic, or you can play the one that targets a Warrior, and summon themselves that way. And then for the Gold Pride stuff, the attack game's kind of nuts too. For the Gold Pride stuff, a lot of people are probably going to crucify me for this because I'm only playing 1 of this card. A lot of people are playing 2 or 3 of it. I think that's wrong. It's searchable, it's once per turn, hard once per turn, and when it's on field, it just continuously nets you advantage. So having multiples on field isn't necessarily needed. Plus the Gold Pride package that I'm playing, you're able to resolve the trap like once, and you want to interrupt them with Roller Baller once, and by the time that's happened, the opponent's usually scooped. We play the 1 trap, and then for the ratios for the trap, play 1 Nitro Head just because Cashier is a real deck. Play 2 Roller Baller, 2 Roller Baller because it's the best one, 2 Leon because it's the second best one, and then 2 Carry because it's the other name that we have to play. Non-tuner, tuner, non-tuner. This can take the role of Deer Note sometimes. This can also take the role of some of the other level 3s if you play level 6 Synchros. I was tempted to play a Stardust Charge and then into a Shen, but it never came up to the points where I needed that on the end board. And then for the other cards that you could play instead of, I play Fenris instead of hand traps. These were nibs, and I just cut them out in the main deck and put Fenris in the main because this is a way to make Baron. And it's also just like a really good bait for negation. It's very good interaction. The hand traps, I played 2 Mourner, 3 Ghost Ogre, and 3 Ash Blossom. I didn't play Droll because I didn't want to Droll myself and my field spell be out live on their turn. And I just don't feel like Droll is as impactful as it should be. Just seeing Ghost Ogre multiple times throughout the turn is really nice. It even searches one and threatening your opponent with it. This card's been the MVP. I might bump this up to 3, put this back down to 2. But the Moonlit Chill has just been insane for the monster negation. Especially for the burn, it kind of sucks when your opponent goes like lower than life on you. But just burning them for that amount and then lowering yourself even more and then going to Pep is just kind of insane. You want the extra or the side first?
Either or.
We'll do the side first. DD Crows, I've been told this is wrong multiple times today.
DD Crows it's good, but it's not because like being shifter in the main, it's like it's all.
This could literally be any hand trap you want it to be. This is for a side out for either your Ghost Ogres if you're playing them at 2 or your Ghost Mourners if you're playing them at 2. Whatever you want. This is your hand trap flex spot. This could be Drolls. I will probably make it Lancias in the future for depending on matchup. These are your Nibs. I feel like you have to play this in some shape or form. This is also controversial. You might think that Deer Note has to hit Grave to resolve. How are you comboing? Like I said, Roller Baller can take Deer Note's role in some fashions. So sometimes D-Shifter just hurts your opponent more than it hurts you. And you can still full combo in certain instances, like the Gold Pride stuff and everything else can summon from deck from the Xyz, you can still draw a card. All that under Shifter. So sometimes Shifter just hurts your opponent more than it hurts you, and then you just win the game because Shifter shut them down for a turn and a half. 3 of the Gamma Seal, because we are not big fans of a Rise Heart and anything that we can out. Especially in the mirror, if your opponent just goes like Pep Pass and they lower their life crazy, you just Gamma Seal their Pep and then you just go off.
And then you go off from there.
2 Lightning Storms, some reason I got hit to 2, and then 2 BD Barrier. If I had thrusts, I would play them. I would probably play 1 D Barrier, 1 Lightning Storm, 2 Thrust. just for the consistency of it. But, you know, I don't have thrust, so I'm kind of doing that.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's the side, and then the extra. Let me get through the tokens here. We play this because we play Fenrir, and all of our little guys are Earths. All of them are Earths except for Foxytune's an Earth, so it's light. It's a light, yeah. So you can make this steal a Fenrir or whatever you need to do in search in the end phase. The only fusions we play one of each. You don't always make this in your turn 1 combo, but it's there for a line if you have that line. The Gold Pride Roller Baller and the Exceeds, if you're playing the Gold Pride card, you have to play these. It's that simple. The other Gold Pride card you have to play if you're playing them is Leon because it's plan B if you can't get the Roller Baller. The other Exceeds that we play 1 Sargus, 1 Felgran. Just because we're playing the Therion cards and you have so many level 8s. And then I'm playing a bunch of like Synchro 8s, but we'll get into the big ones first. 1 Amazing Dragon. It bounces cards equal to the number of tuners engrave. And I think in our testing hands earlier today, I bounced like 6 cards against chance.
It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, nice board, bro.
And then Pep, it's your kind of like your win button. And then another Therion card, it's a level 8 that you play.
Explain this.
So this sends Lily. Basically, it sends Lily for a target for Regulus. And then your normal line into this is if... here, I'll pull it out. This is what you search normally in your combo. You would usually make this, bring back Sharkusai, and your inboard is like this. It's potentially threatening this with Sharkusai and this, right? The issue with that was like, I noticed a lot of the time when I made this, I already had the search targets in hand. I didn't need the search. I didn't need the dump. So I made a decision to play the Therion package, and then this dumps Lily on effect, and it can also make itself a tuner. So if you have like a carry on board and you target itself to make it a level 8 tuner, you can make Pep with it. Yeah. So you send Lily, and then you make Sargus with the Foxy tune that you bring back on Deer Note, and then that's a rank 8 for the Atlantis and the Foxy tune to make Sargus. You search the Regulus King, and the Regulus King target Lily. It's an Omni negate. Yep. So it just adds to the inboard if you have that line. The 1 Baron, because we play Fenrir and E-Telly, is just insane. Like I said, we play the Pep. And then these are all flex spots. You can play anything that you want out of these 3. I play Dragite because we play a couple of waters. I play this to kind of like board nuke most of the time. It just clears the field and then you can just Pep kill them. And then Berserker is usually what you end on. If you get drolled, your usual end board is like Berserker plus Baron. Pass, which isn't terrible because if they go activate a monster effect or something, you negate it and then you can banish it on Berserker. Plus, in Sprite, this card just clears fields.
Yeah. Big dude swinging at everything.
Yeah, but this card's insane. The flex spots, like I said, are these 3 cards. If you're not playing Fenris, you can cut the Baron, and you can also cut the Ashina for any other link to, like the Nitro Head or something like that you want to play. But yeah, no, I feel like this is the most consistent that you can make a 40-card build of this. The only issues I've ever ran into is opening multiples of like Fenrir or opening multiples of like the Gold Pride stuff, and it just doesn't play. If you open multiples of the Gold Pride stuff, you kind of just have to like use them as extenders for the Punk stuff, because then your trap can't resolve. That's why I play so little of them. I play 1 lineup to resolve the trap, and then I play enough that like if I open multiples of them, I could go through 1 Gold Pride line. But I don't want to see more than that anyways, because the Punk stuff lowers your life points already enough. Like I was explaining to you earlier, we were testing with Chance earlier, and I activated the Gold Pride spell because I top decked it. My other card in hand was a Zeom, so I searched a Nitro Head and paid 2,300 life to search a Nitro Head. Normal summon the Zeom and no effect, special summon the Nitro Head and make Pep, and he couldn't deal with it. Yep. So like
any way to punish is really good.
Yeah, any way to punish is really good. It's basically the finisher of the deck, but it's also not necessarily like clear the lines either. Sometimes you'll open the Therion cards and you just have no way to them, like to the line to finish off with it. But yeah, that's it. That's the deck.
All right. Thank you for your time, baby.
Thanks,
Let's get to them games. See you next week.